Two countries, both in East Asia, both completely unmissable. Japan, ancient temples, bullet trains, cherry blossoms, and a culture so refined it feels like stepping into another world entirely. South Korea, neon-lit cities, world-class food, K-culture that has conquered the globe, and a coastline most Western travelers have never seen. Both are safe, efficient, and extraordinary to visit. And for most Western passport holders, no visa required for either country. But they deliver completely different experiences, and choosing between them depends entirely on what kind of traveler you are. 5 categories, one answer just for you. Cities, food, culture, cost, getting around. Let's go. Cities are where Japan and South Korea make their strongest arguments, and neither holds back. Japan's cities are unlike anywhere else on Earth. Tokyo is the biggest city in the world, and somehow one of the most navigable. Shibuya Crossing, the busiest pedestrian intersection on the planet. Shinjuku, where neon towers rise above narrow alleyways. Asakusa, where the ancient Sensoji temple sits surrounded by food stalls and rickshaws. But Tokyo is just the beginning. Kyoto has over 1,600 Buddhist temples and 400 Shinto shrines, the bamboo grove at Arashiyama, the thousands of torii gates at Fushimi Inari, the geisha districts of Gion at dusk. Few travel experiences in the world match it. Osaka is louder, cheaper, and arguably even more fun than Tokyo. Street food, nightlife, and a locals first culture that makes visitors feel genuinely welcome. Hiroshima and Nara add history and wildlife, the Peace Memorial, and free-roaming deer in ancient parkland. Japan's cities could fill multiple trips and never feel repeated. South Korea's cities are a different kind of extraordinary. Seoul is one of the great modern cities of the world. 12 districts, each with a completely different personality. Gangnam for luxury and K-pop culture, Hongdae for nightlife and street art, Insadong for traditional tea houses and antique markets, Bukchon Hanok Village for preserved traditional Korean houses within a modern metropolis. Gyeongbokgung Palace, rebuilt in the 19th century after centuries of ruin and partially demolished again during Japanese colonial rule, sits at the heart of the city, a symbol of Korean resilience that runs deep beneath Seoul's hyper-modern surface. Busan in the south is South Korea's second city and one of Asia's most underrated coastal destinations. Haeundae Beach, the Gamcheon culture village painted across a hillside in hundreds of colors. And fresh seafood at Jegalchi Fish Market. Jeju Island, a volcanic island off the southern coast, adds dramatic natural scenery, coastal hiking, and a slower pace that balances Seoul's intensity perfectly. South Korea's cities feel like the future, fast, efficient, endlessly stimulating, and surprisingly affordable. City's verdict: Japan wins on historical depth and variety. South Korea wins on modern energy and pace. If ancient culture matters most, Japan is unmatched. If you want a dynamic modern city experience, Seoul is one of the best on earth. Both countries have world-class food cultures, but they are completely different in style, philosophy, and experience. Japanese food culture is built on precision, seasonality, and respect for ingredients. Sushi in Tokyo from a conveyor belt for $3 or an omakase counter for $300, both extraordinary in their own way. Ramen in every regional variation, Tokyo's soy broth, Hokkaido's rich miso, Fukuoka's pork tonkotsu. Each city does it differently and argues passionately that theirs is best. Osaka street food, takoyaki octopus balls, okonomiyaki savory pancakes, kushikatsu skewers, eaten standing at counters that have been open for decades. Kyoto's kaiseki, a multi-course seasonal tasting menu, is one of the most refined dining experiences in the world. Japan has more Michelin-starred restaurants than any other country on earth, but the best meal you will eat there might cost $5 from a convenience store. Korean food is bold, communal, and designed to be shared loudly at a table full of people. Korean barbecue, samgyeopsal, pork belly, and galbi short ribs grilled at the table, wrapped in lettuce with fermented paste and pickled vegetables. is one of the great social dining experiences anywhere in the world. Korean fried chicken with cold beer, a cuisine of contrasts, heat, fermentation, and extraordinary depth. Seoul's street food culture is extraordinary. Gwangjang Market alone is worth a full afternoon of eating, and Korean food is affordable. A full meal at a local restaurant rarely costs more than $8 to $10. Food verdict, a genuine tie. Both are among the greatest food cultures on earth. Japan wins on refinement and variety. South Korea wins on boldness, communal dining, and value. Culture is where these two countries diverge most dramatically and where the choice becomes most personal. Japanese culture is ancient, layered, and endlessly fascinating. 5 centuries of samurai history, Zen Buddhism shaping everything from garden design to food presentation. Concept of craftsmanship that turns every object from a knife to a bowl into a work of art. Cherry blossom season and spring and autumn foliage season are 2 of the great natural and cultural spectacles in Asia. Entire travel calendars are built around them. Traditional ryokan inns where you sleep on futons, bathe in natural hot spring onsen, and eat multi-course kaiseki dinners in a kimono offer one of the most complete cultural immersions available anywhere in the world. Japanese pop culture, anime, manga, gaming has its own layer of extraordinary depth for those who want to explore it. South Korea's culture sits at a fascinating intersection of ancient tradition and hyper-modern global influence. Confucian values, centuries-old royal palaces, and Buddhist temples coexist with K-pop concert venues, cutting-edge technology, and a beauty and fashion industry that sets global trends. The Korean wave, Hallyu, has made South Korea's cultural exports some of the most consumed in the world. BTS, Blackpink, Squid Game, Parasite, a country of 51 million people producing culture consumed by billions. Traditional experiences are rich too, wearing hanbok at Gyeongbokgung Palace, learning to make kimchi, attending a traditional tea ceremony. South Korea feels like a country in the middle of a reinvention, one that knows exactly where it came from and is choosing to build something the world has never seen. Japan wins for ancient depth and traditional immersion. South Korea wins for the collision of old and new, and for pop culture that has conquered the world. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe now. We do this exact breakdown for destinations all over the world every single week. 2 more rounds left. Which country is actually affordable and how to do both in one trip without backtracking. Keep watching. Both countries are more affordable than their reputations suggest, but South Korea has a clear edge. Japan's reputation for being expensive is partly deserved and largely outdated. Budget travelers can manage on 70 and 90 per day hostels, convenience store meals, and local transport. Expect the higher end in Tokyo. Mid-range at 120, 180 per day covers a comfortable hotel, restaurant meals, and bullet train segments. The bullet train is fast and extraordinary, but expensive. A Tokyo to Kyoto return costs around $250. The Japan Rail Pass can save money for travelers covering multiple cities. Splurge experiences, ryokan stays, omakase dining, luxury hotels can be very expensive by any standard. South Korea is significantly more affordable than Japan across almost every category. Budget travelers can live well on 40, 60 per day. Mid-range at 80, 130 per day covers a good hotel, excellent restaurant meals, and comfortable transport. Seoul Metro is one of the best in Asia, cheap, fast, and covers everywhere. Korean food at local restaurants is remarkably affordable. Korean barbecue for 2 with drinks costs $25, $40. Accommodation is cheaper than Japan at every level. Cost verdict, South Korea wins clearly, roughly 30, 40% cheaper than Japan across accommodation, food, and transport. Both represent good value for Western visitors, but South Korea stretches the budget further. Both countries are models of efficient infrastructure, but they work differently. Japan's transport network is one of the engineering wonders of the modern world. The Shinkansen bullet train connects Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Hiroshima, and beyond at speeds up to 320 kilometers per hour, nearly 200 miles per hour, and runs within seconds of its published timetable. Within cities, metro systems are comprehensive and easy to navigate. IC cards, Suica, or Pasmo work across trains, buses, and convenience stores nationwide. The main challenge is Japan's size and the cost of covering it. Flying between major regions is sometimes more practical than the bullet train. English signage is limited outside major cities. Download Google Translate's Japanese offline pack before you arrive. South Korea is smaller than Japan and easier to cover in a single trip. Seoul to Busan by KTX high-speed train takes under 3 hours. The entire country is reachable within a day from Seoul. Seoul's metro is one of the most efficient in Asia, cheap, clean, and with English signage throughout. Kakao T, South Korea's taxi app, works seamlessly and is inexpensive. Getting around South Korea requires less planning and less budget than Japan. Getting around verdict. Japan wins on iconic experience, boarding a Shinkansen that departs to the second and watching Mount Fuji appear through the window at 320 kilometers per hour is a travel moment you will not forget. South Korea wins on simplicity and affordability. You can see the entire country for the price of a single bullet train segment in Japan. So, Japan or South Korea in 2026? Choose Japan if ancient culture, temples, and deep historical immersion matter most to you. You want the most refined food experience in Asia. Cherry blossom or autumn foliage season is on your bucket list. You want an experience that feels completely unlike anywhere else on Earth. You can give it at least 10-14 days. Japan rewards time more than almost any destination on Earth. Choose South Korea if you want a dynamic modern city experience alongside ancient history. Budget matters. South Korea delivers more for less. You are curious about K-culture, K-pop, K-food, and K-beauty. You want one of the most efficient, stimulating, and rewarding city trips in the world at a price that won't require 6 months of savings. You have 7 to 10 days and want a trip that punches far above its weight. The ideal East Asia trip: fly into Seoul. Spend 5 to 7 days in South Korea, fly to Tokyo, spend 10-14 days in Japan. Book an open jaw ticket into Seoul, out of Tokyo, no backtracking, and often no more expensive than a return fare. 2 countries, 1 trip, completely different experiences, and one of the greatest travel itineraries available anywhere in the world in 2026. If this helped, hit subscribe. We break down the world's best destinations head-to-head every single week so you can travel smarter and stop second-guessing. Drop a comment below: Japan or South Korea. Where are you going first? See you in the next one.